I love it. All right, so welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where you already know who I am, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, aka Cannabis Doc, aka the Hat Lady, aka his wife. Always joined by my wonderful co-host and awesome everything. He's all the alter egos you could ever want. All right, so tell us who you are today.
I'm Yolanda's husband.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. That's the name today.
Buford T. Justice.
Buford T. Justice.
Yeah, man, if you watch TV, you'll catch that later on. Buford T. Justice.
Buford T. Justice. All right, so we have a wonderful episode today talking about cannabis and legislation because it is too much going on. Okay, so we need to educate people and we need you guys to help us. So if you are watching, please like, subscribe, share the show, share Manifest TV. And Mr. Buford, what was your name again? I forgot already.
Don't even get remembered for it. Just say Yolanda's husband.
Yolanda's husband. Yeah, Yolanda's husband's going to give you all the outlets and how you can watch and share the show. All right, go ahead.
Instagram, Facebook, status_network_. YouTube, look for Manifest TV, Status Network Holistic Cannabis Show. You sit by your telephone, ain't got nobody to talk to, you can call 470-251-4647.
All right, that's it. So if this is your first time watching the show, you can share the show, you can watch the replay of the show and so forth. And you will have, time to go back. But this is definitely the show you want to hit record and you want to make sure that you're following what we're talking about. So today in cannabis legislation, we was down at the Capitol. This, I'm telling you, is heartbreaking. I want to give a shout out to Miss Aviva, also Mr. David Ronber, and we got together, we showed up. They just introduced a bill. This bill was, it was horrible the way that the language was written, and I was like, who comes up with this stuff, And so I was talking about a little. Yeah, well, these lobbyists do not like people because they can't like people if they don't understand how hemp is working and how it helps us. Then they can't possibly like people. How can hemp? They said hemp does not have any medical benefits, and we all know. If you don't know, we all have a endocannabinoid system, which it helps our cannabinoids to get cannabinoids from hemp. Cannabis is going to go inside of our bodies and help regulate everything that's going on in our bodies. So if it's good for animals, it's good for the soil, it's good for the environment. You have hemp seeds, you have hemp milk. You have all of these things that are made from hemp that you can consume, and they want to make hemp non-consumable. This is Georgia.
It's not that it's non-consumables. They just want to make it to where it's going to be real hard to access it. But see, the problem is, it ain't that the politicians don't like their constituents. It ain't that lobbyists don't like people. It's the money behind the lobbyists,
right,
that don't like their industry being torched. See,
let's bam that one.
Y'all got to get over that saying that the politicians don't like people.
Right, it's not the politicians.
Politicians are just the faces and the voices of an agenda.
Right, so
the people that influence the politicians really ain't people like me and you. It's the lobbyists.
Mm-hmm.
The lobbyists get money in a pack.
And it
not
was...
a PACK, a PAC. All right? Those people are giving money based on the interests of certain industries, particularly within the state of Georgia, but everywhere. Is how it goes when you're dealing with politicians. Mm-hmm. The politicians are actually the people that, on the front, they the face, they the voice, but they not the decision makers. So you say, okay, how bad can hemp be? You can make paper out of it. Georgia is really big on paper without hemp. So imagine what would happen if you added hemp. Who would be the only person or the only country who could, or the only farmers or however that can grow paper? Paper comes from trees. Introduction of hemp is going to destabilize the paper mills. Then you got carpet fibers. Then you got clothes. Then you got the dairy. Then it's just a trickle-down effect, all from this one thing. So, of course, where you think the money is at? The money going to be in stopping cannabis. So they'll attach an old stigma to something new to stall the ideas.
Okay.
To keep you from thinking for yourself.
Okay.
So you say, okay, well, can they really ban hemp products? Ask the people in New Orleans how they work. It's banned there.
It's banned there.
If they could ban it there, they can ban it here too.
In Louisiana. Okay.
So instead of focusing the advocacy on local, state stuff, why not pressure at the federal?
And we're going to talk about that. There's some things that we can do. All right. And so this bill, Senate Bill 437, was introduced to Senate today to talk about the different, ways that they want to regulate cannabis or hemp cannabis. Okay. Because it's all from the same plant. And what we don't realize is that that's where we get CBD oil from. And CBD oil is beneficial. So when you're talking about this cannabis plant, you're including hemp, which everything is derived from cannabis. Okay. And so there's a lot of people saying, oh, hemp is illegal. But according to Donald Trump's 2018 Farm Bill, it made it legal. So a lot of people are still uneducated, guys. A lot of people are not getting themselves educated to advocate. Even though the conference room was full, it was really nowhere to sit. We put our names on the list to talk. We were not given an opportunity to talk today. So we're just going to wait this out. The way that the administrators of the bill or the authors of the bill wanted to make sure that cannabis hemp was not being given out to minors, which we agree. We don't think that, anybody can go in the store and just get hemp and they're not, able to know what's in it. So we want people to be informed. That's why they have COAs of these products. That means a certificate of analysis. That means that it has gone through lab testing and it shows that it is approved. But one thing is for sure, we do not regulate everything that should be regulated. I took in a bundt cake. Yep, I did. Because sugar is one of those products that kids can go into the store and they can grab and they can eat it and they can eat it and eat it and eat it. It's on sale. It's on the shelves. It's everywhere. Guess what sugar is related to? Guess what problems sugar causes? Yes, you guessed it. Diabetes. All right. So too much of anything can be something bad. So why, and as Mr. Hen said, they're regulating this on the gist of lobbyists and businesses who do not want hemp available to anyone. So their stance is they want it not in a consumable, not in a topical, not anywhere in Georgia and they want to police it. They want to have a police system to where it's set up to be able to take people to jail or give them fines or however if they are caught with hemp products. So it is confusing. It is really a bad thing because we have hemp seeds, hemp milk, and the other things that are consumed with milk or with hemp that you're not regulating already as of right now because it's FDA approved. So now you're taking yourselves out of the federal circle and you're trying to be the state, so, regulators, which is not constitutional, you guys. Everybody, I want you to do some homework. I want you all to go study your amendments. States should not be overturning or just making decisions after federal legalization has been enacted. Now, I'm not an attorney. I'm not anyone in the politics. I'm a naturopathic doctor. But I do study these things because it is imperative to know what is going on around us. And the simple fact that my color, I think I was the only one in the room. We are letting everyone else do what they want to do because we're not showing up. And I can't say this enough, but Mr. Henderson and I feel like we weren't born here. Okay. Those who are born here in Georgia, we're talking to you guys. We want you all to know that you guys are going to let politicians or let these people make decisions that are really things that we can control if we show up. So we got to stick together. We got to work this out. I was honored and privileged to be at the Capitol today in Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. So you guys, let's get out. Let's join the force. Let's make things the way we want them because we can do that. We have the voice. We have the power. We have the education. If you don't have the education, we have introduced the school to you guys and we are enrolling. It's not even all about the money. If you can't afford it, it's a tax deduction. Write it off in your taxes. This is tax season going on right now. So we can help you. There's payment plans. There's so many things so that you can be informed and so that you can make your voice heard, because I let mine be heard and I will continue to let mine be heard because this is the generational wealth. We talk about Cannabis. We talk about different organizations and companies that sell hemp products. Well, this is one instance where we need to show up in numbers. So the next day is tomorrow. If you all are coming out to Capitol Day, please come out and join those who will be at the Capitol at 3 p.m. and we have a flyer. For the Capitol Day tomorrow. It is, there we go. Georgia Cannabis Legislation Day, organized by the Georgia Medical Cannabis Society and the Georgia Cannabis Industry Alliance. And it's a pivotal event scheduled for February the 21st, which is tomorrow, at the Georgia State Capitol, room 230. Okay, and that's from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And this event is significant. It's gathering aimed at the shaping of the future of cannabis and the legislation in Georgia. Okay, so it's brought together by the stakeholders, including the industry experts, legislators, advocates, and community members, to engage in meaningful legislation for cannabis. Okay, so this is our day. How many of y'all are going to show up? I mean, I will be able to see who's going to be there because guess what? I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be looking.
With that, though?
What's wrong with that?
If y'all notice on that flyer, the time was from what time to what time?
3 p.m. to 4:30. Yep.
Between 3 p.m. and 4:30, where are most people?
Picking up their kids from school or work.
At work.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is one reason why we can't get no steam in that.
Preach it.
Ain't nobody taking off from work to go and talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
What other alternatives would it be to get the public involved in? If they keep missing legislation days, can't go down there and talk to the people, then you only gonna end up with the same handful of people every time.
Every single time. Yep.
Well, you know how everybody always be talking about vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. How about pick up the telephone, call your state representative.
Yep. Your senators.
What's your opinion?
Yep.
That don't even take but a couple of minutes.
Yep. So we have a clip, though. Yep. We have a clip that's from Aviva and from Mr. David, who was there at the Capitol with me. And they have some stuff to say. And we want to hear and let you all hear what they said right after this.
Hey, thanks for coming out here.
Thank you. How do you feel about this bill?
I mean, I think it has some issues. I think it's okay to be careful about what's in it, especially the pollutants. I wanted to double check and see if glyphosate was on there, but since hemp does phytoremediate, I think it's good that they check the levels. So, you know, there's two other bills being read today that I'm going to be chatting about, and one of them lowers the hemp processing fee, which is good. I don't think it lowers it enough, but it does lower it from $25,000 to $10,000, which is better than nothing. And it takes away the misdemeanor restriction. So if you ever had a misdemeanor, if this bill passes, then you can be a hemp grower.
You ready? All right, great. So we're here, we're talking about different bills down here and trying to give some citizen input on what's right and what's wrong. Today we're down here talking about a particular bill that says that the Agriculture Commissioner should have a police department to regulate the cannabis industry. This is absolutely wrong for what we want in this business. We don't want more regulation. We need less regulation. So I'm here to tell them, let's not create any more regulation we're going to have to repeal. Let's just legalize cannabis. That's how we can do it.
So, just to recap, what Chairman Cowsert said at the beginning of this meeting, there are these 4 or 5 bills actually that are being reviewed for crossover. And after this meeting today, they're going to decide which ones they think are most supported. And then I think on Thursday they're going to take a vote. And if it passes, then that means it goes to the House, where we have another opportunity to talk to representatives about whether we like it or not. So come on out.
Come on out.
Come on out. Thank you.
In the state to consumers unless such person holds retail consumable hemp establishment license issued by the department or is employed by a person.
Okay, so this was for the second bill. This was for the processing fee to be lowered. And they did come up with a lowering processing fee from $10,000 to $500 because all of the growers were going to like South Carolina where it was like $1,000 for processing, and Georgia was losing out of money anyway. So they did go ahead and finalize this.
Scheduled 25% THC or whatever it was. Is that a legal product currently under?
No. It is currently illegal.
So why are we not?
Bullshit.
So you all get to see and hear where we were at, how this is not a good thing, and if we don't get out and advocate what they're going to try to do to us in the state of Georgia. What do you have to say, Mr. Henderson?
Them lowering the cost of a substance that they trying to ban. It's bullshit.
It's all of it is
Bullshit. Dude was willing to take that joint to a range between $10,000 all the way down to $500. if you banning stuff like hemp gummies, hemp milk, and all this other kind of derivatives that could be made from hemp, if you ban those, then what exactly would you be processing?
Is an oxymoron. But they were talking about the industrial part, like the
Fibers,
the clothes and stuff that they can process.
Oh, right, right. Because there's not a lot of cotton here in Georgia anymore. Y'all will catch that later on, I'm telling you. Bullshit, man.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it. It's just not fun anymore. You know. And so as long as it was close to election time, everybody wanted to keep their seats. They made all these promises, all the way up to your vice president. Made all these promises just to keep the seat. When they made the promises, guess what all the advocates did? Took their foot off their neck. They became satisfied with the little that they had and said, well, something is better than nothing. And guess what you're going to end up with? Nothing.
All over again. All over again. Because if they take away hemp, just think about the gummies and stuff that they can make from hemp. Now, those gummies and things like that are beneficial for the body. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that the research has been done and they said that it has no medical benefits, and we all know that that's wrong. What do we talk about on our show every week? This is research in the federal government and by the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, NORML, and it is already enacted. So how are they going to regulate something that has not even been federally regulated yet?
Well,
so the FDA did approve hemp milk, hemp seeds, and all of that. So you mean to tell me they're going to take hemp, or let me take it back, because I don't want people to jump to conclusions. Like, I'm not jumping to conclusion. It hasn't passed, okay? But it's been introduced. That means they had enough signatures, right?
To even discuss
to even discuss this, and to take off time from work, to take off time to go and advocate against this is just absurd. This should not even be having this discussion in 2024.
Well, see, the downside was when they allowed the states to decide.
Right.
That was a problem right there. And I said that on this very show.
It was going to be a problem.
When you allow each state to have their own opinion about stuff that they really shouldn't have no opinion about, you're going to get bureaucracy, red tape, and regulation, which might as well be prohibition. Might as well be. And then you have to consider your state. Georgia is big on enforcement.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia is real big on law enforcement.
They have law for everything. Law for college, law for everything.
They got 10 different they got 10 different law enforcement agencies. 10 different police.
And one,
just when you ride down the street, look how many police you see. You see every city got its own police, right? Like I got DeKalb police. And then on the same stretch of freeway, you're going to see the Department of Transportation Police. And then on the same stretch of highway, just between our entrance to the expressway and downtown, that's already 2 different agencies.
The college police.
Then you see the state police.
The state troopers, yeah.
That's 3 different police agencies in less than 15 minutes. And they all write tickets. Georgia is real big on law enforcement. All right, they real big on
police state.
They even considering adding a special police unit task force just for cannabis. Wait a minute. Where are these people being educated on cannabis at? Because they don't send the law enforcement people to school. Y'all ever notice that the police dog, where does the police dog learn to sniff? If the police dog smells hemp and cannabis,
Carafilling
he
for
gonna
my
bark.
students.
He gonna bark. If you smell hemp and then smell a handful of cannabis, and then they say, "Go find the dope, boy. Go find the drugs, boy." He gonna bark at hemp because they both got the same
Chemical makeup. Yep, the terpene profile is always gonna be there.
I said it on this show. The police dogs be junkies.
No,
I said it on this show.
not they be junkies, right?
Wow,
They got to train with something, huh?
That's crazy.
Yes.
And everything that I said is coming back around, just like I said it would. They go. Look how long it took them to go from a cannabis medical marijuana card to a first dispensary. You know how much money they took in?
Yeah, but I think, you know what I think? I think that they're concerned that they're going to lose money because they can get hemp without a prescription versus the medical cannabis dispensaries that are here that don't see the numbers because don't nobody want to get or have to get a prescription. I still haven't got my renewal yet. I can go over here to the same place and get the same products or more potent at the store.
You got
than
the people. You got the
going to
people that's
dispensaries.
afraid to even go and get the card, because guess what? The employment policy and the employment community has not embraced cannabis.
They have not got up to speed here in Georgia, and that's us
not in
problem
Georgia.
though.
That's not just in Georgia. That's kind of like everywhere. Even with your card, you still can be terminated
Wow,
for
That's
your
sad.
cannabis consumption.
that's sad.
Which is the weirdest thing ever because
crazy.
you got people that's on prescription painkillers
Ooh,
that still can come to work.
preach it.
Let me tell you what your prescription painkillers is made out of. One or the other.
Go on and tell 'em. Cocaine.
Or heroin.
Or heroin.
And you mean to tell me
Tell
that
him.
you'll fire me
Fire
for
him.
having cannabis?
Cannabis? When you letting derivatives of cocaine and heroin in your building?
People personally sit up at the desk and put Baileys in their coffee. Y'all know what Baileys is? It's alcohol. But if I smell like cannabis,
Hemp.
you looking at me crazy. Boy, y'all probably need to keep Joe. Y'all probably need to keep Proposition Joe and just close up shop. Y'all ain't ready.
Well,
I think they ready.
when I did my initial stance on the medical cannabis initiation, I did opt to be on the board of the Medical Cannabis Commission, and I never got a phone call. I wrote to the senators, I wrote to people to tell them how I felt about it. I didn't get picked. I didn't get a chance to give my opinion on it. They heard where I was coming from with the cannabis industry, that we needed more dispensaries and we did not need all of these expensive fees. So when we get places like Cannaglobe and all these other opportunities to come here, now they want to get mad about it. Now they want to shut down certain stuff, or the lobbyists want to come in and say certain things about this. But the thing and the truth of the matter is, we all want a seat at the table. We all want a part of but we all need a place at the table where we can all make money from cannabis, the plant that has been locking up the African Americans. And this is Black History Month. Saying all of this, it goes back to Black history, where this all stems from us not getting the things that we need in order to thrive in society.
You really ain't gonna get them.
All right. So, in saying all of that with Black history, we do have a wonderful birthday and celebration we want to celebrate this month. A great friend of mine celebrated a birthday this past Friday. Miss Tiana, happy birthday, Miss 40-year-old. Welcome to the club, honey. All right. And she usually comes to the Capitol and she advocates for hemp. And she was not able to make it today. And we just, really wish that she can be more back involved with us. And we'll see her soon when she gets back into town. Black History, other news, we have Miss Rosa Parks. So celebrating her on this month. She was one who wore her number proud. She was arrested, as you all know, for not taking her seat in the back of the bus, but sitting in the front of the bus during segregation periods of time. So a lot of that stuff is not old. It's not, we haven't arrived yet. And this is proof that the arrival of what we come to do still needs advocacy and some work. Look at his face. We still got work to do.
Now, somebody said that Rosa Parks.
Don't
Rosa
you with your
Parks-
conspiracy
Rosa
theories.
Parks' husband
You
had a car the whole time she was riding the bus.
golly.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
he could have picked her
He
up.
could have picked her up. She ain't had
Well,
to
she
get on
know
no
she didn't
seat.
have to go get on the bus,
Okay,
but
hold
she
on.
did.
Hold on. I'm finna throw another one.
It was probably cheaper.
Somebody said that the boy boycotts was going on way before Rosa Parks.
Oh yeah. Where you be getting this information?
Because, man, I'm not there like that. Somebody said that the only reason that Rosa Parks got the attention that she got with her movement was because she was a administrative assistant or secretary for the SCLC and knew Martin Luther King directly.
And he was getting her on.
Right. So I've heard people say that the whole thing with Rosa Parks
I can't make this
was
up.
actually
I deal with this every day.
because the SCLC and the Southern Christian Union,
I believe you.
You know what I'm saying, and the NAACP needed something to exchange.
Right. See.
And Rosa Parks' situation was that exchange. Because when she was arrested, she was able to call some of her high-power friends.
Ooh. Well, we will never know, will we? She's a goner.
So there was plenty of black folks.
She was. Oh.
See what I'm saying? Who were removed from public transportation prior to Rosa Parks.
Ooh. Well, to be the fly in the room.
I got a lot of gray hair, so I wasn't there. Even though I got all this gray hair, I wasn't there.
It's premature. Don't worry about it. You're still young.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. We gotta almost question a lot of things.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? Because history
Ooh.
is his story.
Okay.
And not necessarily our story.
Okay. Well, I know some history that you do know of. Come on, let's show Miss Johnson, who we want to.
Mary Ann Johnson.
Yes, we want to honor her today in Black History.
Yeah. Mary Ann Johnson was the mother of Joyce, Marietta, Linda, Aaron, Jerry, Donnelly, and Chris Johnson.
Yep.
She was born in Nashville, Tennessee, but she lived in Starkville, Mississippi. She was a graduate of Russ College
All right.
in Mississippi,
All
where
right.
she received her bachelor's degree in language arts. She attended Tennessee State University, where she received her master's in education.
A master.
Now, keep in mind, she was born May the 27th, 1927.
And 27.
All
Good
right.
Lord.
She taught in the Starkville City and Octeba County School District. And then she went on. She went on to get her doctoral degree, where she received a specialist degree in elementary of education.
Hold on, Dr.
Yeah.
Mary Ann Johnson.
Her last years in teaching freshman reading at Mississippi State University. Now, I'm going to tell you why that's important.
It's important.
because she was one of the first black women with all those degrees to be teaching at Mississippi State University.
Amen, amen.
Now that part right there,
Ooh.
I know for sure. You know how many times I got a whooping by that lady? I know that part for sure. That's not his story.
That's the real story.
That's our history.
That's
You
it.
see what I'm saying?
That's it.
What's
We
up,
love
Grandma?
it. That's it. We love it. All right. So we always like to talk about the news and the legislation that is going on, the research and the studies, and we have another analysis. All right. So cannabis products provide sustained improvements in sleep quality for patients with insomnia. Cannabis dosing improves sleep in patients who had previously failed to respond to currently licensed treatments for insomnia. All right. And then there's a new study that shows that patients exhibit few changes in driving performance following medical marijuana use. This study suggests that medical cannabis used as prescribed has a negligible impact on simulated driving performance. So, hey, your driving is not altered when you have your medical marijuana prescription and you're using it as necessary.
Mine is I drive slower.
You drive slower, you drive more cautious, right? So, yeah, you haven't had a car accident. So good for you. Analysis that CBD dosing not associated with changes in disease progression in patients with advanced forms of cancer. So no significant difference was noted in disease progression or survival in patients with advanced cancer receiving CBD oil versus placebo in the context of this clinical trial. Good job, CBD. And in South Dakota, lawmakers roll back employment protection for state-registered medical cannabis patients. The measure awaits approval from the governor, who is expected to sign it into law. See there? That's what you were talking about.
They had employment
protection. Exactly.
Now they want to roll it back, which means what? We going to give it to you, and then we going to turn around and take it back.
All right, so this is for everybody. All right, so we want you all to come out. This is the hemp derived, okay? So it's a painting puff, and it's hosted by my very own mentor, Miss Debbie Green, who is the area VDO in Canaglobe. And it's this Saturday, February the 24th at 5:30 p.m. It's only $40, and that includes all of your paint supplies, your goodie bags, and included in all of the pricing. And it's right here off of Flat Shoals in Conyers, Georgia. All right, so is that Studio 138? If you all are not familiar, you can look that up. But if you can, Cash App DBG and Debbie, which is Debbie G. That would be your $40 so that you can get in and just tell them Yolanda sent you. Okay, you watched it on the Holistic Cannabis Show, and we're going to be in the building with our paints and our goodie bags. So please join us there at this wonderful event. All right, and in other news, physician strength oregacillin. You guys, you ought to know that this stuff is the truth. Just packed with all types of herbs like your cinnamon, your sage. It's non-GMO. It is wild oregano herb, oregano powder. It has curing oil. It has organic sage, cinnamon powder, and ginger. Okay. And this multiple spice herb is great for everything, okay? So if you see there on this list, it is it has a lot of things. It helps with fibromyalgia. It helps with arthritis. It helps with any type of fungal infections, multiple sclerosis, lupus, hepatitis C, any viral syndrome, any flu or cold symptoms, any kind of sinus disorders. This is what you need, and I sell it. So if you're interested in any one of these things that I have, please come out, meet me at the Paint and Puff, and come out, and I will have a stock of this oregacillin for you to get well. If you are suffering or you know anyone suffering, it actually also is good for COVID. This is your natural COVID protection, and you can get some of this from me. You can order it off from my website, or you can get it from me in person. I will have it with me again on Saturday, so please come out and join us at the Paint and Buff. All right, Mr. Henderson, what do you have with credit? Or our newsletter? Our newsletter shows your new flyer, and we can show that for February. All right, so Love is in the Air, free scan Friday. So we only have one more week of this month. So if you can get over to us to get your free scan, I will be conducting scans. And Mr. Henderson has a lot going on with the taxes. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, we're doing your taxes. We're doing your taxes. NTHcredit.net. Want their credit repair, get their credit restored. NTHcredit.net. Reach out to me at nthcredit@gmail.com, 888-959-2093. And I'm going to hit you with a Did You Know?
All right.
Did you know that tax returns are 29% lower this year than they was last year?
Wow.
I'm going to hit you with another Did You Know? Y'all ever been paying attention to the news, and whenever they talk about anything that's going on with the migrant situation, they always talk about New York and Chicago, and wonder why they don't talk about nowhere else?
No, what's up?
New York has one of the, according to the Democratic electoral data, New York has the most African American Democrats.
African American.
In the Electoral College.
In the Electoral College.
Chicago is number 2.
For the Electoral College. And those who win the presidential elections, right?
Well, they're not the only ones who win it, right? Because the Electoral College does not just consist of New York and Chicago.
Well, yeah, all 50 states, but they have the most.
But what impacts those African Americans in New York and Chicago, those are test pilots. So when they get ready to roll it out everywhere,
they already done tested it in those major
already
states.
tested the good, the bad, and the ugly. One thing that they not counting on is unity. They not counting on the other states to be like, hey man, you know what? All this is too much. The migrants in Chicago can apply to be police officers with no ID, over here illegally, not paying no taxes, and it ain't on a work visa. Alabama has finished completion on a $1 billion prison.
Woo!
Are y'all connecting the dots like I'm connecting the dots? After the election is over with, if the Democrats win, guess what? It ain't no real big need for all the migrants to stay. The migrants, as a possibility that the migrants are going to replace African Americans.
Votes.
Now that was wild.
Where are your sound effects when you
Check
need
this
them?
out. If the migrants proceed how they proceed, let me show you what a migrant can get. That was at one point in time not exclusive to black people, but the majority of black people was using it. And I'm going to show you how it ain't just black and white. All right, I'm going to show you. A migrant can come over here. At this point, the border been open for 3 years. The first group of migrants ain't being tracked. That been 3 years ago.
Where they at?
They've been living rent-free. Rent-free. They've been getting Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, cell phones. New York City just unrolled a $50 million project to give them prepaid debit cards so that they can buy food that they want to eat. Now,
Is it EBT card?
Oh no, they already get food stamps.
Oh, they
That's on
already
top of
get
that.
food stamps on
Yeah,
top of
yeah,
that.
that's on top of that.
Ooh.
A migrant can come over here and get a car with no driver's license. That's huge. And not from a business standpoint huge. Just from the standpoint of showing just how little they care. Now here's the other side to that coin. If Trump win, what you think gonna happen to all them migrants? In New York City, you heard a story about some migrants that got into a fight with New York Police Department.
We heard that.
They were arrested.
What is the security or the police?
Oh, it was the police.
It was the police. Okay.
They were arrested and released
The next day.
Next day.
Oh, I heard that.
Well, I just got warrants for traffic, and they keep me when I go there. What's wrong with that picture? The food stamps and the public assistance not only does it help low-income black people, the elderly is going to be impacted. The military is going to be impacted. I even read an article that said that they was relieving a lot of the qualifications to get in the military just so they can draw the migrants to the military.
Well, they need help. Well, they need help.
Where they do that at?
So,
Remember, I told y'all on the show that they was going to open up the border to allow the migrants to come in, right? Well, y'all remember when the border crisis first happened, they was talking about men, women, and children was crossing the border.
right.
Go look at the recent videos. What happened to the women and children? Boy, y'all gonna learn something today. Buford T. Justice, man. Buford T. Justice. You gonna learn something today. But we ain't got enough time for me to tell you everything. So check this out. That's what I want y'all to Google. I want y'all to Google the demographics of the state that you live in.
And then the actions. We need to tell our senators and our federal government to do some stuff. And we had a clip of that, or not a clip, but a photo of that. There's some things that we can do, okay? Besides showing up at the Capitol, we want you to show up at the Capitol tomorrow, okay? And possibly Thursday. And follow these bills here in Georgia. All right. So if you're a native to Georgia and you believe that everybody should have justice and we should have justice for the hemp plant and this wonderful cannabis plant with all of these amazing health benefits, you can just Google it and it's there. There's Library of Congress where there's patents on this stuff and they want to tell you guys, make you believe that this plant does not have medical benefits when we just heard research. I just showed you. I just told you. All right. So, also with Mr. Henderson and Mr. Gerald, they do have a wonderful thing going on. I just want to give them the shouts out for their ability now to be A&R for Sony Records. So we're just excited for the both of them and just shouts out. You guys are going to get it. If there's anyone who have some musical talent or some talent they want to showcase, Mr. Henderson, can you tell them how they can get in touch with Big Shot Entertainment Group?
888-959-2093. Somebody said I look like Samuel Jackson with a wife beater on.
But you can also email you. What is your email address?
Big Shot Entertainment, BIGSHOTINTERM Entertainment, MENT.
There you go.
Yeah. At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. So Big Shot Entertainment at gmail.com. Send your music, your demos. We want to see you on the show as well. So if you think you have talent and you want to
You can sing, rap, dance, play the spoons.
tambourine player,
Just don't hit the desk, okay? Just don't beat on the desk.
we want to see you here on the show because we're going to showcase you, and then we're going to get some voters to vote you and see if you can advance to Sony. And we're not playing. This is something that's real, and we're going to help Mr. Henderson find out who has the best talent. Yep, so you all got to stay tuned.
Rubber bands. Bing, 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 bing.
No. The rubber bands. Okay, y'all see this man is a comedian. All right, so the rubber bands. Oh my God, I can't end. It's just so funny. All right, so you all stay tuned. Follow me on TikTok, Cannabis Doc, where I have so much information, and we just want you all to just know that we love you as I love Cannabis Doc. And the way that you talk to your doctor about cannabis, what do you say? I love Cannabis Doc. And until next week. We'll see you all this Sundays are our normally show. And we will stay tuned, and we'll follow with some more information and details about the cannabis industry, and hope you enjoyed the show. And we will be back on Sundays. So Sunday between 5 and 6. Have a great night. Peace.
Globe, the first ever virtual dispensary offering a world-class collection of cannabis brands drop shipped to your front door. How does it work? Cannaglobe took the same concept Amazon used to become the largest company in the world. But instead of shipping toilet paper, t-shirts, and tennis shoes, Cannaglobe offers something a lot sexier. Yeah, cannabis. With over 100 premier products, from bakables like chocolate chip cookies, brownies, fried chicken batter, to cannabis mocktails like pina colada, margarita, old fashioned, to gummy rocks, sweet tarts, seltzers, king palms, pre-rolls, disposable vapes, carts, and did I mention THCA flower and magic mushrooms? Cannaglobe is the first ever to drop ship flower to every state. We're also the first ever to offer magic mushrooms legally to every state. Well, except Louisiana. We're also the first ever where you get to be the brand. You heard it. Meet the requirements and get your own brand at the dispensary. Your brand, fully paid for by the company, and you earn on company-wide revenue. Your brand can be featured right alongside celebrities and mega influencers such as Dan Bilzerian with Ignite, Holly Barker with Happy Snacks, Scotty Huss with Biscotti, and so much more. Rolling Stone magazine said, if it seems like a new state is legalizing cannabis nearly every week, don't worry, you're not high. It is indeed happening at an unprecedented pace. CNBC calls it the new gold rush. Forbes says the market could grow by 700%. And the Wall Street Journal calls it a tremendous market. We're currently in 26 countries and growing. Industry icons are saying that Cannaglobe is the most innovative, disruptive, and compelling business model this industry has ever seen. You're probably asking yourself, how is this legal? Here's how. All our products are compliant with the 2018 Farm Bill. So what's the opportunity for you? To become a virtual dispensary owner without all the hassles. No experience is required. No storefront, no inventory, no licensing, and best of all, no apologies. And is 100% legal. You can become a virtual dispensary owner. There are 3 ways you can take advantage of this opportunity. 1. You can become an affiliate by simply purchasing any product on AutoShip and get paid 20% on all your customers' purchases. 2. Or you can become a VDO for a one-time fee of $2.99 plus $25 per month. You receive a business sample kit. You can earn up to 85% in commissions, unlimited levels, and you get trained by a certified trainer. However, if you are serious about making money, we highly recommend you become a VDO Pro so that you can get paid to train VDOs whether on your team or not, and you will receive training from a certified trainer. What do? It's simple and fun. You acquire a handful of customers and teach others to do the same. Simply share your QR code or your link, and every time someone buys something, you get paid. You can also share sample products with your friends, or host a party and share all the favors. It doesn't take long before you can have all kinds of people doing the very same thing. Here's how it works. You can earn from $100 to $275 every time you personally enroll a qualified VDO, and $75 to $175 every time someone in your network does the same thing. You can also earn from 15 to 27% on all your personal customers and 3 to 12% to unlimited levels every time a customer makes a purchase anywhere in your network. While we do not make any income claims, this is an example of how the compensation plan structure works. An area VDO that enrolls 3 QVDOs and helps them each acquire a handful of customers and duplicate that 6 levels, the area VDO would approximately earn $100,000 plus $18,000 per month in residual income. But the comp plan doesn't stop at 6 levels. It pays to unlimited levels. While this is a financial opportunity, the real reward is we get to change the world by transforming lives with these sacred plants. We put smiles back on faces, happiness in hearts, laughter in lives, and health back in the home. Thank you for watching. Now, please get back with the person that shared this video with you and get started today.